Good evening, everybody. I find myself stuck in traffic again this evening going through Cork City because of an accident on the far side of the Jack Lynch Tunnel. So yeah, I find myself with a bit of time for a quick ramble, And I was thinking back to the old days, back around 1999, when the immigration phenomenon in Ireland really started to take off. And I remember, there used to be a kind of a one-sided national conversation back then. And of course, I took everything at face value. I was a bit innocent, a bit naive, I didn't realise that even back then the media was being subverted. And I remember on the news one evening, this woman, a kind of a hippie-looking woman, came on. She had an English accent, and she was telling us how we needed to take in more migrants into Ireland because we were welcomed in all over the world, and there's people fleeing war, and we need them to pay our pensions, and we just need to do our bit, play our part, And I found that a bit cheeky. I was kind of thinking, you come from a country that's been ravaged. Even back around 1999, you could see how things were going to go in Britain, And I said, why would you want to impose that on our country? Well, look, here we are 25 years later, right? Now, I think around the late 90s, I'm not sure how many people of foreign extraction were living in this country. Probably fairly small, maybe 2 or 3% of the population, maybe even less. I don't know, right? But it was fairly small, right? And we were told that we needed to take them in. Here we are 25 years later, out of a population of 5.3 million people. These are the official figures, by the way. I think it's probably more, right, with illegals and all that. About 3.8 or 3.9 million of that are actually indigenous Irish. So we've taken in about 1.4 million. And we're still being told that that's not enough. We must still take in more. So I know most people I speak to are singing off the same hymn sheet as me, but for those of you, right, think about that, right? Do you not think that's evidence that we're getting played? Do you not think at this stage of the game it's a bit of a nudge tactic? It's a bit like COVID, when they tried to get us to stay locked down, longer and longer. Every time it's like, it's just another week, it's just another 2 weeks, it's just another bit here, it's just another bit there. They're using the same kind of nudge tactics with immigration, Every time they look to give an amnesty to illegals, it's only 20,000, it's only 30,000, it's only whatever, Every time it's just for us to give a little bit more every time, be that little bit more tolerant this time, just a little more tolerance and a little more. And it's, you know what? Like, I've come to realise, and I realised a long time ago, that it's never going to be enough. It's going to keep going until the Irish are an absolute minority in this country, in every sense, Not just the largest, not, we'll say, a kind of the largest ethnic group, but a minority numerically. I think pretty soon we will be, outnumbered by specific minorities. And I just want people who are a bit naive or a bit innocent or a bit trusting of the government, that they've been using this nudge tactic for a long, long time. So I'm only hoping, right, that when the next election comes, when it's called, who knows, could be November, December, could be the new year, who knows, right, that they're going to just turn around and stop believing their bullshit, and that they're never going to be happy with 1.3 million foreigners, 2.3 million foreigners, 3.3 million foreigners, whatever. It's never going to be enough. So I'm hoping that you'll wise up by November, and please do not vote in another one of the establishment parties. If you don't have any nationalist candidates in your area, don't even spoil your vote, just don't vote. Don't bother voting. But do not give these lawyers, and that's all they are, lawyers, do not give them your vote. Because, with these people in power, the more we give away of our country, we just end up giving the whole lot away in the end, And that's all I wanted to say this evening. So, good stuff. God bless, and I talk to you all soon.